Hi everyone, welcome to part 2 of the basics of finger spin. If you haven't had the chance to watch part 1 already, then you can do so here. In this part we're going to look at the bowling action and how we release the ball so we can bowl balls like this.
That is the first strike of the day. It's Ashwin, the off-spinner. The one spinner in this Indian team who has made the breakthrough. It's Alistair Cook.
So if you want to learn how to bowl balls like that, then grab yourself a ball and let's go. So in part 1 we discussed the grip and where we want our wrist to be when we release the ball. So now let's explore the bowling action and how we can actually release the ball using our whole body. We will break this down into 4 parts, which are back foot contact, front foot contact, the release position and the follow through. Please remember that we always want our bowling action to be smooth and fluid and not robotic and jerky, so then we can bowl balls like this.
Yep, gone. Only a matter of time. Lyon wins the battle with Moeen Ali yet again.
So first we're going to look at the back foot contact position. This is the position we get into after we enter the crease and we prepare our body to bowl. If our position is off at back foot contact, then this will impact the timing of the whole bowling action as well as our alignment. If you look at these positions of Swan, Lyon, Ashwin and Jadeja, we can see some common observations. When the back foot has made contact with the ground, the non-bowling arm or front arm, lead leg and bowling arm are all out in front of the body. Their weight is directly over their back foot and you can see it creates a K shape. The lead leg is out in front of their body, either with the knee up or stretched out. The non-bowling arm is high. Also, they have different load ups, which is where your hand and wrist are on back foot contact, as some people like it facing towards their body and others like it more neutral facing down, but it's important to play around with it and find out what feels natural for you. It's worth noting that they land in different ways. Swan has a side-on action, meaning his back foot is 90 degrees to the batter, whereas Lyon, Ashwin and Jadeja all land in a mixed position, which means their back foot lands at a 45-degree angle to the batter. There's no right or wrong way of landing, we just need to make sure our front arm aligns with our hips, otherwise we can cause injuries and also inconsistencies on release. If you land side-on, ideally we want our non-bowling arm to be in front of our face, and if you land in a mixed action here, then ideally we need our front arm in the middle of our face here. Make sure to not bend your back leg when you land, as this then can impact your momentum and put it over this direction and then also impacts our alignment.
Oh, well, that's a classic delivery.
Big driver of the ball, loves to get the stride out there, he's in great form, he believes he can hit anything.
So after we've got into the back foot contact position, we want to continue moving towards the target and transfer our weight onto our front foot. This helps us maintain momentum towards the target and also gets us into a strong release position. To transfer onto our front foot, our non-bowling arm must go up and out towards the target. At the same time, our lead leg reaches out and then they drop down together, which helps get our weight transferring forward. These pictures show the transition from back foot contact to front foot contact. You can see the lead leg and the lead arm are both reaching out towards the target and coming down together. Now let's look at the front foot contact positions. If we look at the same bowlers, there are some key observations. The bowling arm is shoulder height, the head is towards the front foot, their weight has been transferred forward as we can see the back foot is on the toes, and the non-bowling arm is around 90 degrees to the bowling arm. You can also see that the hips are starting to turn as well. We want our alignment to be slightly crossed over, as this allows us to rotate and pivot easier. The general rule is if you drew a line from your back toe to your front foot, then it will be straight. If we go too far over here, it means we have to really rotate a lot to then attack the stumps. So make sure when you land with your lead leg, can your toe be pointing generally down the wicket and not like this or like that.
A couple of men out on the leg side.
Good! Yeah! But at this stage, unfortunately, he had to go dressing room, inside edge onto its pad, stay to the fielder.
After our front foot makes contact with the ground, we then get into our release position. This is important for getting a good line, a good length, and also spin on the ball. Our weight has to be 100% on our front leg when we release the ball. We can see here that the release positions of these spinners are pretty similar. The bowling arms are directly above the front leg, with the non-bowling arm in against the hip. This allows the shoulders to be vertical, which in turn allows the index finger to get over the ball. We can see there is no weight on the back foot, so 100% of their weight has been put onto the front leg. Your hips are quite important here, as if you don't turn them to face the batter, it's hard to get your finger over the top of the ball. If your hips stay back, you can see my wrist is square to the target, compared to then if you engage these hips, the wrist then becomes that 45-degree angle position that we want to get the dip and the spin. Also something to remember, if you have a braced front leg, that means you can get up tall and go up and over, which allows our finger to get over the top of the ball. It's not essential, but if you can, it helps you get a high release point and maybe get that extra bounce. After we release the ball, we don't stop. Our momentum should take us forward and our head wants to drive towards the target, and we must finish off rotating in order to complete the bowling action. We can see from these pictures that both our arms need to be behind our body. We also want to drive our back knee up and over to help keep us tall, as well as giving us time to rotate. Our hips do a full 180 degrees from back foot contact all the way through to the follow through position, as well as our bowling arm shoulder pointing down the wicket when we've completed the action. Your front arm going behind you actually really helps this rotation, but only if your weight's completely on your front leg. If my weight is back and I try and use this front arm, I don't rotate. But if I go onto this front leg and then rotate, you can see I can complete my action quite easily.
Yeah, get past the outside edge.
So there you have it. I do hope this provides you with some information about the bowling action so we can get a good line and length and plenty of spin on the ball. Please remember that you've got to practice in order for this to become instinctive, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Follow us on social media, subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can stay informed on all our future posts. Till next time.